Look, miss, would you try answering the questions as I ask them?
Yes, Mr. Grant, I will, but it does seem that you've been asking a lot of very personal questions that don't have a thing to do with my qualifications for this job.
You know what? You got spunk.
Well,
I hate spunk. Tell you what, I'll try you out for a couple of weeks, see if it works out.
Oh.
If I don't like you, I'll fire you.
Right.
You don't like me? I'll fire you.
Yes, the great Ed Asner, one of his most famous clips. And welcome to the Steve Squire Show. I'm your host with the dark shades today.
What's going on here?
Hold on. Funny man, Stevie K, along with Steve.
Thanks.
I usually give you a bigger intro, but I'm
I
done
really
with it.
appreciate that. No,
Sometimes,
it's all right.
yeah.
Do what you want to do.
Sometimes
Steve.
I give you the, you know what? Share the show. Do something with yourself. Keep yourself busy.
Oh, that's not.
To my right. Oh, there we are. The wonderful Oh, that's not Sally.
No, it's not Sally. It's funny man Tony Walker.
It's funny man Tony.
Well, thanks.
How you doing, Tone? Oh, you're up. Yeah, jump in.
I'm doing fine, thanks.
All right. See, what happened was, now, unfortunately, we've had a big fan base for Sally now. Sally is
Understood.
now on this show. And I don't know if it's like that on your show.
Yes. Oh, they're not watching for me, that's for sure.
And not for us either, because when we do the show, they ask if we can move the camera over to see Sally and not the two Steves.
And nothing personal, fellas, but I don't blame them.
Thank you. Moving right along. Hey, look at that. So, unfortunately, we do hope Sally is doing well. She was in an accident. And so she's not going to be with us tonight, but we do wish her all the best, and she's going to be okay.
We hope so.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so, yes. Thank you.
Definitely. Because, no, Sally does so much. She's like, we always say she's like the heartbeat of Gov's radio.
That's because she is.
And Steve's the large intestine.
Thanks, bud.
Wow, Steve gets a lot of abuse on this.
And you're the pain in the.
You should have said, I'll give you a joke for you, Steve. You should have said, I'm the pancreas.
Oh, glad you said that.
And thank you, guys. That's the show.
I said that.
Thanks for tuning in. We're on Gov's Radio every Monday night from 6:30 to 6:31.
Well,
anyway, so we do have a fun show. We have a guest that will be hopefully arriving shortly, Gail King. Mm-hmm. Gail is had won Miss Senior America back in 2009. And she's also she's got a cable television show. And just a very inspirational woman. She's does motivational speaking. She talks a lot about causes around Long Island. She was a Sachem High School teacher for 25 years.
wow.
So she will be joining us momentarily. But I'll tell you why I'm wearing shades. And here's why.
The future's so bright.
Ugh, not so much. But let me take them off. So I go. I'm sorry. Wow, look at this. So I buy these headphones. I was riding my bicycle, and I buy these earbuds, and I got them at Best Buy for $20-something. And look at this, Tony. Look at this.
What?
Crap.
That's definitely crap, yeah.
Broke within a day. I was riding my bicycle, and they broke. Okay, garbage. I go into the dollar store. Boom, same thing, dollar store. And I got these, and look at this. So I started thrift shopping. What do you think of this watch, guys? It's nice, right?
Sure.
That looks great.
Yeah.
And it's upside down, Steve.
No, it's not. You're upside down.
Okay, that's
What are you
better.
talking about? And I got these glasses, $10. This whole ensemble.
Same price as those broken ones? Is that what you're saying?
This is $20. All of
Right.
these three things, I got a watch and glasses together, $10, and this is $1.
All right, but you haven't opened those yet to see how they survive bicycle rides.
Yeah,
That's
really.
true.
You haven't given that a shot.
And then I'm riding my bicycle yesterday. I had another incident. The chain fell off.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I had to. I looked awkward. I almost got killed, and then
You took the bike and threw it in the
I
river.
was very angry.
I figured you would do that.
I did almost a Ralph Macchio when he throws his bike when he gets sticking bike. When he's getting beat up by the Cobra Kai. I can't wait for Cobra Kai to come back.
Oh, seriously.
Season 4, 1 month away.
Ed Asner.
I know. So we did want to speak. Ed Asner passed away yesterday.
2 days ago, right?
2 days ago. So we played that clip, one of my favorite clips. I actually saw Ed Asner in a play.
Yes.
Oh, no kidding.
In Studio Theater
In Lindenhurst?
in 2019. God Help Us. He played God.
Oh, wow.
So
He did a show at Studio Theater? Really?
What he was doing, he was
He was
touring.
90. You don't have a lot of
But he's
choice.
Santa Claus. Come on.
He did Elf, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was touring all over the country with this.
Yeah.
And then he
Oh,
would
okay,
have
okay.
local actors would play around him.
Wow.
Yeah, and these were real local.
You're tacky and I hate you.
That's true.
Such a bitter actor you are.
So, anyway, moving right along. I know we're in a rush here because I want to get as many nonsense things. Steve always hates when I do this. I did see, if anybody wants to watch something good, and I was telling this to Tony and Steve, the Bob Ross doc on Netflix was very good.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever watch Bob Ross?
Yeah, absolutely. Are we that much
happy-
older than you?
Happy
No,
trees.
but I mean, like the painter guy. I watched the painter. I thought he was really nice.
Happy trees.
Happy
That's right.
trees, and he had that real. And he used to say he had that real sexy voice or that low because he said he wanted to feel like he was intimate, that he was
Right.
speaking to just one woman.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because
Oh.
he said most of his fan base was women,
Right.
from the ages of 90 to 110.
And then you
Yeah,
would tell a
that was
story.
that was his ballpark figure.
Then you would tell a story, I used to kill people and throw bombs, and now I paint pretty trees, happy trees.
You sound just like Bob Ross. If they do the Bob Ross movie, you should play it.
Maybe I can if I can get a nice wig.
Yeah, he definitely has it. He had it, and he used
That
to.
was some fro, man.
He
Some
used to
coif.
say they talk about that. He got perms every week.
Really?
Yeah, to get the curls tightened up. They would.
But who told him it looked good?
That was his look.
It was
worked.
the 70s, come on.
Great
Yeah.
fro. Everybody had a fro then.
Yeah.
Did you have a fro when you were growing up?
Funny you should say that. I did once. And I remember the day. This is when I worked at Sears in Hicksville.
Oh, okay.
I got a good deal since I was an employee. I got a good deal. I got a permit at Sears.
Now I knew you. Well, I met you while you worked there. I don't remember that though. I remember you had almost like the mullet kind of thing. You were growing up.
guess it was-
Kinda.
I really.
I don't remember the perm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I should have asked you to bring a picture of that, and we could have put it
I
up.
I think the only thing I have of it is maybe my license. That was about it. But then, yeah, I never did that again. Burns. What the heck? It hurts. It hurts so bad.
They were. Oh yeah, so that. Check that out. That's on Netflix. There was that other. There was another show on Netflix that I was watching. Oh, and then they were talking about this. Did you hear? You know Peloton, the big Peloton
Yes, of
bicycle.
course.
Everybody
Right.
loves Peloton, and I'm a anti-trendy thing. When things are trendy, I don't like it. I just don't like it. So my dad shows me this article that Peloton had to recall about 120,000 of their Peloton bicycles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it actually killed 2 people. They had 2 really severe injuries that I think resulted in deaths.
My God.
And another really bad. They had to recall a whole bunch of Peloton.
And they're blaming the bikes,
Well,
not the people, not the users.
Peloton had to recall them. There was an
Wow.
incident with the design or something that happened with the motor or whatever happened. You see, this is why you don't do trendy things, and you train with Steve K.
There you go. I like
How-
that.
how
I
much-
keep it simple.
How many people died under your
Not a
tutelage?
one.
There you go. See, you're up by 2 then.
I'm up. I'm happy to say, clean record. Knock on, what is this? Fiberglass?
Sure.
Is this pure? This is nice. I love the new studio. This is fantastic.
It is
Yeah.
cozy.
Yeah, it came out good.
It is,
very
and
nice.
Tony keeps it a brisk. It's like a meat locker in here.
It is.
I can turn it off or lower it if you
No,
want.
no.
I bet you I know who will ask you to turn it up. But moving right on. Hey, here's something. Pizza. Who doesn't love pizza? Steve loves pizza. I only bring this up. Steve gets mad when I pull out Newsday. Look what's on. Look at this, Tony. Governor's Comedy Club.
Look at that.
Right on the article about Great Grandma's Pizza. They named the 3 best grandma slices, and guess who was in the top 3?
I'll take a guess. Umberto's was in there because
Umberto's.
Umberto's, I believe, they kind of started the grandma slice, right?
that right?
I thought it was. I thought it was them.
I was just going to guess grandma.
That's
Probably grandma.
It says here his name is Umberto Cortillo. So there is an Umberto. That is his name.
His first name is Umberto.
I did not know that.
Yes.
That's fantastic. There's a couple of other places. One in Albertson, D'Angelo's, and King Umberto's, not to be confused with Umberto's.
Which is right by where you used to live over there on Wantar Avenue.
Is that right?
King Umberto's. Yes.
Okay.
I never liked that pizza too much.
You're an aficionado on grandma slices.
Well,
if you need to know about grandma, Steve knows.
You're an aficionado on air and
There it is.
water and Celsius.
Feds demand Peloton safety records. Look at this. You think I'm lying? It's right there.
Yep. Now the lawsuits are going to start now too.
Oh, sure.
There you go.
Class action. You won't be hearing that word anymore.
I bet nobody has an issue with you. Did you purposely do that, or did that just?
That was a combination. I think I did that by accident, but it was perfect, right? It actually worked. Steve makes fun of my blurbs, Tony. He gets mad at me. That grandma slice.
I keep on telling him that Sally should be taking care of the blurbs, and not Steve.
But they like when they. Here's another. Oh, look at this. I'm getting a call. We're going to put the show on pause for a second.
It's
no,
all
I'm
right.
just kidding. No, keep it going, Tony. We
Yeah?
can, yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
You're on the air with Steve K.
Hi, Gail King.
Hey, Gail. Are you guys here?
We're supposed to come in, but the doors are locked.
Oh, hold on. We'll come right to the side. Are you at the side entrance?
Thank you. Where it says Governor's Comedy Club.
Oh.
Gotta come around.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gail, come around. Walk to your right and come around to the side entrance, and the door's open for you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where the
side entrance. Right by the mart. The grocery
yes,
there, I guess.
yeah, that little cow deli.
Okay, I'm gonna keep walking. Somebody be there. Thank you.
Keep walking. You'll get here.
I'm walking.
You walk it, and you'll see the door open on the side, and you'll walk right into the studio.
Here is the side entrance.
Keep going.
Smell good food though.
Oh,
Okay, here we
Staying
go.
on the phone as she's walking in.
yes, we're
This
on.
is great.
We bring it to you live. We bring your guests as they're entering Governor's Comedy Club.
Thank you.
Yo, you got it. Perfect. Awesome.
All
Okay.
right, we're getting there.
All right.
Okay.
We'll see you in a second,
Okay,
Gail.
This is good.
This is good. This is.
Okay, this is good.
We bring you
We should play a
into
little,
the moment.
little walking music, you know.
Jeopardy music.
I know.
Well, let me break out a Celsius. I'm going to need that for this next segment.
Do you have one for me?
I actually don't.
No,
I'm sorry. You can have my used one.
No, it's all right.
Celsius, the great sponsor of the Steve Square Show.
I am,
a proud non-sponsor,
I
actually.
get up from my chair, so
Oh, we're going to do a little
we gotta-
shift.
we
Yes.
gotta have Gail sit down.
We're going to have Gail sit down. So
Sit down.
we're going to have a guest. She's coming. Look, there's a lot of ruckus going on in the studio. I'm sorry.
Really is.
This is my fault.
No, Steve.
I'm
This is gonna be
sorry.
a good
Look what I
show.
caused.
This is a great show.
It's a great show.
It's gonna be one of our best ones. We'll talk about this tonight, and we'll
All right, let me get rid of the news. Let me clean up here. I made a mess.
you know.
I think our show should be longer. I'm going to ask Tony if we could do a 3-hour show. I don't think an hour is enough. That doesn't give the squares enough.
I don't think so. You're right.
Let me have a sip of Celsius. I love a cold Celsius.
I know. There's nothing better than that.
I hope now we lost Tony.
Ice cold chemicals. No, they're coming.
There's no sign of them.
There is.
Oh, they're not out there?
No, I looked up this side there. I don't see them.
Oh, this
Maybe they
could be
went
a
to the other side of the building, or
By
maybe
the other mart.
maybe they went to.
Is there another mart?
Maybe,
No.
maybe
Wait
went
a
to get an egg sandwich. I don't know.
Steve, entertain the people while I call Gail again. Because I'm a little nervous and I feel bad.
Okay, well,
Let's talk about something.
talk about.
Oh, wait. Did
Let's
you
talk
just hear?
about? Oh,
I
I
just-
hear a ding.
No, that's
Was that for you? No, I don't.
a ding in your head.
No, I heard it too.
I thought I heard the door. Hold on a second.
Let's see.
Let me call them back. Yeah, let me see. Because I feel like they're lost.
They're afraid to.
Maybe they're at a different comedy club. Maybe they're at the Belmore. Maybe is that them? No, that's you, Steve. That's your reflection. I thought that was them.
Hello?
Oh, Gail. I'm sorry. We would just get.
Hi, yeah, the gates are locked.
She went the wrong way.
Oh, wait, Steve's gonna pop his head out. The other host is gonna pop his head out. Hold on. Stay on the phone with me.
Okay.
Steve's
stand on the phone.
stay there. Steve's coming.
Popping his head out. Let me see this head.
Do you see him? He's screaming.
No, if she said the gates are locked, that means she went the wrong way.
Still under the marquee. There's no head. Do you hear somebody yelling?
Go. You got to go in.
No.
Walk in between the club and the deli next door. You got to come down that alley in between.
You got to come down the alley in between.
Okay. Okay. So
We're going to get you, Gail. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm gonna step
We're going to send out a search party, Gail.
Okay, thank you. I think.
Is that Steve? Did you get him?
Yay!
Oh, fantastic. I knew Steve is the man. All right. Thank you, Gail. Momentarily, we hope to have Steve, Gail, and the rest of the lost party of the. They wouldn't have done well in that. Where was that? Where they had to eat each other in the mountains? what was the Donner Party where they got lost? These people got lost.
It's Gilligan's Island.
This is Gilligan's Island. That was a 3-hour tour. Mm-hmm. Anyway, they will be here momentarily. Steve's going to usher them in, and we'll have Gail King. I don't know if she goes by Gail Margaret King or Gail King.
Well, isn't Gail King isn't that a yeah, on television? Yeah, so she must.
Gail King is on. That's who Steve thought we got. He goes, "You got Gail King from CBS?" I go, "I don't think that's the." And I said, "I don't know." And then I didn't know the Gail King he was talking about. And then I looked up. I was like, "Oh no, not that Gail King."
No drinking in the theater. Thank you very much.
Hey, there they are. Fantastic, fantastic. Come right in. Have a seat, Gail.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Oh, yes. Wait, I'm going to get you set up. Just take a second.
Okay.
Get yourself collected.
I'm collecting.
Let me get you a mic.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We got one for you.
Oh, I got water for you. You got your headsets you can put on.
Thank you.
Take your time. We got cards. You came prepared. Nice. This is Tony.
It's
Hi,
pretty
Tony.
casual.
Tony, this is
Hi,
Gail. That's the squares.
Yeah,
This is
so
our
what
audience.
is-
You can just say hi whenever you feel like it.
Okay.
What's your name, sir? I'm sorry.
Shelly.
Shelly. Oh, you're Shelly.
I'm Shelly.
That's
Oh,
lovely.
there you go. I was emailing with you.
You want to email?
Yes.
This came right off.
We're
my-
just
Oh,
glad
okay.
you got here. Yeah, it was just.
I'm sorry. I
sorry,
know.
it was a pain in
It's
the neck.
usually my fault. Blame it on
No,
me.
no, no, no.
No, it's okay. They
We're
always
gonna
do.
stop and eat. Okay.
You could have went into the IHOP and then just.
Is this adjusted? Like okay?
Let me see. Let me fix that for you.
Thank you.
Wait, let me. Hold on. I'm going to take it off
Okay.
your head.
Okay, go
Let me
ahead.
get it a little tighter because it's.
Okay.
Oh my
See what
gosh.
happens when you have a bad hair day?
No, you look fantastic.
You put a hat on.
So that's in there. I'm going to get that. That's in there now. It should be nice and
Oh,
snug.
good. Thank you.
Keep it like that,
Okay.
and then put your muffs on.
Oh, perfect.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Perfect is a good word, right? We like that.
Yes. All right. So now I think we're all set.
We're all set.
We got nervous. You were at the wrong comedy club. We
Oh,
thought you went
no.
to.
No, we went to Governor's.
No, we knew.
There's only one comedy club.
There you
Well,
are.
There's only one governor.
there's only
Only
one
one
governor's.
governor.
That is
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
So, Gail, let me fill you in here, and I'll fill
Okay.
the audience in. So we got our cameras set up there. So next to me, finally, we knew she was coming. We were excited. We have now. Do you go by just Gail King, or do you like to use your middle name too?
Well, I've had on 3 different Facebook pages. I had Gail, and then that filled up, so it was Gail M, and then Gail Margaret. But I have to tell you, my first, second, third day teaching at Sachem, I got lost in that building too.
Oh my gosh!
I
Well,
just want you to know that.
not a problem.
High schools are huge.
High schools are
They're gigantic.
I get lost in my home.
a little loud.
Yeah.
You think we could turn down?
Which
Oh no, we're good.
Oh, you're good.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Good.
It looked like you looked like you. Okay.
No, I'm
no
getting-
problem. Never mind.
so we'll go with Gail King. We'll just say Gail.
That's fine.
This is Gail King. So Gail, oh boy, quite the resume. I'll tell you how I came to be interested to have Gail come on our show. As you guys know, I do personal training. So one of my clients mentioned to me that why she got back into personal training was that she had this meeting with Gail, you, and she was so inspired by your story and you talking to her that she said, you know Pat, and
I
Pat
know
is
Pat,
watching right
yes.
now. Hey Pat.
Hi, Pat.
That she said, oh, you should talk to Gail. She's so inspirational and motivational.
Sweet,
and
very
then I
sweet.
started looking you up, and your story was great, and we'll let you talk about it. But so first of all, welcome.
Thank you.
And you mentioned you were a teacher.
Yes.
So how did that started?
Oh, I loved it. I was a high school English teacher, Sachem High School, for 36 and a half years.
Wow.
And I cried when I left after I retired.
Wow.
I loved it that much.
That's amazing.
But somebody said to me very wisely, better to get out when you're still doing very well.
Mm-hmm.
You're on top of your game, as opposed to them saying, why isn't she going yet?
Right.
And that's what happened. And then the first couple of weeks in September after I retired, I literally cried. I missed it that much.
Wow.
I
You
was-
see,
yeah,
it's opposite here. I'm hanging on here, and they're asking me to leave. So that's Tony keeps sending me an email.
He's saying yes.
He's like, when's the last day of the Steve Squared show? And I was like, I don't understand. As long as those checks keep coming in, right, Tony?
That's right.
Anyway, but and that's the others. Let me
Hi,
introduce you to
Steve. I
Steve.
think we
Steve,
met outside.
Yes,
right?
I know. I got
Steve, gotcha. Look what I got for you here. So when I talked to Gail, I got you a little thing there. I think you'll like that.
So sweet.
Because you seem like a real, like when I talk to you, you're always about, honesty, showing,
Yes.
being true to
Yes,
yourself.
that's true.
And then I saw that can says, show your true
So
colors.
look at that.
So there's a
That's
little
so
gift from the
pretty.
Steve Squared Show.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. So after you taught, now when were you getting into modeling and the Miss
Okay.
Senior America pageants and all of
Right.
that? How did that fit in?
After I retired, I was doing a lot of volunteer work in Huntington and in West Islip. And I had seen something about the Miss New York Senior America pageant, and you had to be 60 or over in order to compete.
Right.
And I went into it, and much to my surprise, I did win that. I have to tell you, walking in, I saw so many talented women. And I did my ballet dance, which I hadn't done in many, many, many years.
Wow.
And I walked in, and I thought, nobody knows me. I'll just walk right through. And my significant other had said to me, it's not about winning, it's the dignity of trying.
Right.
I said, oh, how could you have said that? And then with that, the woman in charge, Marlene, came over and said, oh, you look just like your picture. And I thought, this is it. So I competed, and I was surprised that I won. And I thought that would be it. And then I found out, lo and behold, this is just the step to go into the national pageant.
Wow.
You're going to represent New York. And that's exactly what I did. And that was exciting because you would hear the top 10, and I heard my name and said, wow. And then it was 5, and then it was down to 2 of us.
Wow.
And I had a dream, this beautiful woman next to me who had competed before and was very conversant with all of this. And I said to her, oh my God, this is my dream from last night. And she looked at me and she said, and who won? I said, I don't know, I awakened at that point. That's so typical, but which is so true. And when I heard my name called, I was shocked. And there's such funny pictures of that. And
Now,
videotape.
who was the last state that was up against you?
Oh, she was from Louisiana.
Oh, wow.
All places.
Of course,
But
Louisiana.
sometimes what contestants will do is that they will come from a certain state, but they represent another state, and then they go on and do it again.
Oh,
but this
this-
was my first pageant
The seedy
ever.
world of the Senior America pageant, Tony. I knew there's always something
see?
underneath.
But this was my first time ever.
That's
and I
unbelievable.
thought that I would write about it for More magazine, which I did. I just wanted to share, and I thought it was going to be like Miss Congeniality,
Right.
the movie.
Yes.
And a little bit like that, and I thought that would be the end of it. And then I was just very, very fortunate in that when I traveled around the country, I talked about overcoming adversity because that was my platform. I wanted to help other women, and at that time I thought that's just who I was helping. I had no idea that I would be speaking 400 appearances or so across the country, helping anyone about cancer, breast cancer, and how to overcome adversity. So I'd be speaking Tennessee, and I'd be speaking at Vanderbilt, Tennessee, and I'd be talking about the husbands and the family. What is it you can do to help somebody in that situation?
Right.
Or I'd go in for a group of women who had had cancer. Now remember, I'm all dolled up with the gowns and the hair and all the makeup. And, they would look at me and then not know that I was a cancer survivor. And I was afflicted at age 25.
Right,
So I
yeah.
wanted to share it and say, if I can do it, so can you.
Wow. Yes, we were talking on the phone about that, and it was just, and it was just an amazing story because when you were going through that, it was a different time.
Oh, my goodness. It was in the 70s. I am 72 years old.
Well, nobody believes that.
I
so
can't
stop
believe
it.
that for a
That's-
second.
Well, I'll be 73 in March, so, this is your public
Wow.
figure. You can't lie.
Wow. Well, does that go on a lot? Does anybody try to go in under 60 into the senior?
On Facebook, a couple of guys will say, I think you're a little old for me.
Ah,
Not realizing, I'm just saying hello.
that's so funny.
Well, it's true,
Oh my God. So what?
So, yeah.
That was right. That was back in.
So in the 70s,
Right.
you did not have computers. I mean, this is really going far back. You did not have the TV cable that you have today.
Right.
You didn't have support groups. You didn't have, I didn't have a mammogram. I went in with a biopsy, and I pleaded with the doctor. I had asked him, I said, if it is anything, no, he said 10,000 to 1 it would not be, because you're 25, you don't smoke, you don't drink, you don't fit the profile. No one in your family has ever had breast cancer. He said, so don't worry about that. I said, make me a promise, please, that if indeed it is, you will give me a chance to awaken and assimilate.
Right.
And he did the day before Easter.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I was just knocked out with morphine and
right.
awakened and realized what had happened. But I hadn't been feeling well prior to that, and it was almost a relief to know that there was indeed something there. My students had noticed it. My skin was changing. I lost a lot of weight. I was exhausted.
Right.
And actually, a woman at Stony Brook University, one of my professors named Sally. Sally, if you are still out there, God bless you, you saved my life.
Wow.
She had come in with women's studies, and she put a picture on the board of a circle. And people were just talking, 500 people or so in the class at
Right.
Stony Brook University Graduate School. And I was not feeling well, so I took notes, and I figured I'd go home and figure it out. And I drew the circle. And then she was supposed to talk about Virginia Woolf to the Lighthouse. And instead, she was talking about a friend who had had her breast examined and that we should go home and do that. And people were still talking. And I thought, wow, I'm drawing a picture of a breast in my notes. Okay, finished the class. I went home. Barry Manilow was singing Mandy. And there I
you
was
One of me and Steve's favorites.
in the bathroom, and I felt the lump.
Wow.
And I thought, can't be. Took the soap, did it again,
Right.
the motions and everything. Now, the next step was to find a doctor because I was 25. People did not talk about cancer at that time. I actually had people who thought that you could catch cancer. So when I found a doctor and I went in, the questions were inappropriate. Are you under stress? How's your love life? That kind of question.
Right.
And I said, something is wrong with me.
Right.
And I know it because I've had, certain things happening to my body.
Right.
Remember, no computers, no one to speak with. So I went to the libraries and I tried to look up information, Mayo Clinic, that kind of thing.
Right.
And I saw a few things, but it still didn't register. I found a doctor through a woman whose children I was babysitting. And she said, he's just a regular surgeon, but he's a friend of ours. He will take it more seriously. This had been going on for about 4 weeks. And I knew something was wrong. He examined me and he said, you remind me of my daughter, but I don't think there's anything wrong. But yes, if this continues to stay there for 2 months, I will put you into the hospital and we'll do a biopsy. And I said, thank you for at least believing there's something going on.
Right.
It's not in my head.
Right.
This is not me. I'm not that kind of person. And when he put me in, this is when we discovered what it was. He and I became very close. He was a wonderful doctor. And all the other doctors I called and I said, the next time, 1975, a person does tell you, a woman comes in and says, there's something wrong, please
Right.
check them.
Exactly.
And the next question I had was, will you sue us? And I said, it's not about suing.
Right.
It's about listening to
Awareness.
somebody
Sure.
who comes in and tells you that there's
course.
something that she feels is wrong.
Right.
But to wait 2 months, I mean, that would never happen today. That's
Right.
amazing.
Right.
And you want to
yeah.
know what else? It wasn't that lump. That lump was benign.
Oh,
Underneath
wow.
it was the cancer.
Wow.
Wow.
I will never know if it turned. I will never know for whatever reason. But God bless Sally from Stony Brook University, who smoked her pipe, and nobody was listening. As she taught the class, she'll never know. She saved my life. I handed in work from the hospital, but I was in there for over 3 weeks.
Wow.
I had to have, grafting and things like
Yeah.
that. But people were terrific to me. Sachem rallied, teachers came in, and they were wonderful. Tell you who else was wonderful. My family was great. My mother bought me a peignoir set because I was to look good.
Right.
So picture, if you will, tubes. I don't get too graphic, but it isn't a pretty
Right.
picture.
Right.
Tubes, machines, that kind of thing. Surgeries.
Right.
And there I am in a white peignoir set with a ribbon in my hair and my lipstick on. And I remember some doctors coming in. I think because my attitude was such that I was thankful and they found something and I was more cheerful than the average patient they
Right.
had. People were starting to come in and visit. flowers, I gave them to other patients. I read to children in the children's ward. They thought I was a princess. And it's so funny because Gail King,
Right.
you know.
Well,
and
that's.
so-
I mean, that seems to be
Right,
your
right.
personality is more looking
listen
like
to
a
the
positive
names.
up. You
Listen
know.
to the names, Gail King, and then I became queen when I won the pageant.
Right.
And Shirley always tells me I'm like a princess. I'm not, though.
Well, you know.
I'm his princess.
Well, there you go.
But in any event, they were terrific to me.
Wow.
My father was very, very special. My father had been a Golden Glover in addition to working at Con Edison.
Wow.
And there was a wow. He was an older father. He was
Yeah.
almost 50 when I was born. He was in his 40s.
Right.
And I'll never forget this. After 3 weeks, the attention dies down and the flowers stop coming and there's not that much attention anymore. But my dad was with me and I had said to him, you know, Dad, you never lied to me. I want you to tell me, am I going to make it or am I going to die? And as he was leaving the room, he stopped. I still get teary-eyed over this because so powerful. He helped me so much. He turned and he said, no, you're not going to die. Now, I had 30% chance of survival. And I said, but Dad, how do you know that? And he looked at me and he said, because I won't let you. And with that, he raised his hand and then he continued to walk out the door.
Wow.
That was a turning point.
Powerful.
If he could believe in me that much and give me that much dignity and trust, then I had to fight. And I did fight.
Yeah. Well, that's a huge part of it. Is just like you seem like obviously like a fighter.
I'm a nice
positive.
person.
Well, fighter in a good sense.
You know where you fight?
positive
You fight from within.
Within, right? Sure.
You know, I mean, I can tell you so many different things, and if anybody does call in, you know, things that help me specifically.
Oh, you know what? Before
Yeah.
good that you mentioned that. If you know, we do have a line open.
Yeah, you want the phone lines open?
Yeah, we can. You can call in if you'd like to ask Gail or any of us questions, or even you know, maybe Shelley has some. You could talk over there too. The number's 516-465-3990.
You got it.
Oh, look at that. See, it's not even up there, and I know it. It's because I call here all the time.
Exactly.
I'm always calling here. Do we have a show tonight? So you can call and feel free to call in and ask Gail any questions or
But
any
one,
of us.
one of the things that people should know, and when you're going through this, and there's so much advice I could give to those helping the person going through it, but don't forget the family that's going through it as
Right.
well. That husband, that child, there's so much that can be done to help them, and those are some of the speeches that I have prepared, you know, around the country. One of the things that did help me, though, was to stay positive.
Right.
And there's a very, very good book, Norman Cousins. It's called The Anatomy of an Illness.
I know it well.
Yeah.
Laughter.
Yes.
Yep.
And one of the things that I had said to my family is that, you know, people were coming in crying because here I was, 25, looked so young and everything, and I didn't want anybody there who would cry. I wanted nothing but as much humor. I got the Three Stooges on TV, Abbott and Costello, anything that would
Right.
give me a little bit more positive material, books. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
But that's how it started. And then from there, as I spoke around the country, people wanted to know my story. And at first it was, you know, how do you do your hair? Whoops. Your skin, your weight, because you're so tiny. But I felt that it was more important to get out the message that we can overcome adversity. And these are some of the ways in which we can do it. And that's what I took and then became, you know, on TV and also on the radio.
So are you still now are you speaking those messages like you have your own television show now? You have a cable television
Looking to
show.
make a difference
Looking
with
to make
Gail,
a difference with
yes.
Gail. Where can people see that? Where can they
Gee, I just happen to have that.
pull it out? Yeah, let me see.
you go.
What do we got?
Okay. Cablevision, channel 115, Monday at 7 p.m.
Monday at 7.
And then also on FiOS, that can be Spectrum, Optimum, or CN, Verizon. That would be Monday, 12 a.m., 11:30 a.m., replays Wednesday, same times.
Okay.
And you can find me on Gail Margaret
Yeah,
King.
I always look at you on
Yeah,
Instagram
yeah.
and your posts and everything like that, and they're great. I was
Oh,
reading your
thank you.
article. I really enjoyed with the Copa
Yeah,
magazine.
Yes,
Yeah,
with-
that was really a great
Well,
article because
that's another
that's a
thing.
way to learn a lot about you.
Well, here's the other thing. You know, I do so many different topics on my show, and I started to think about it, so I wrote down a few of them. For example, you know, you have, I talked about ageism, And it's amazing how when you do retire.
We were talking about that.
Were you? But when you retire, there's so much that you do know that you're not realizing it.
Right.
As a teacher, high school teacher of English, speech, writing, organizing. Now, I've been doing red carpets in addition to the modeling. So all of that plays into it, but we don't realize how much we do know.
Right.
And I think that's something of benefit to people when they do retire.
Yeah, that's there's so many avenues that you can pursue, and things branch off into other careers. But you've been doing. I actually saw. I wanted to ask you this. I did see a cover on a magazine.
A few covers, yeah.
From
yeah.
when you were
Shocking.
young. I mean, really young. Like, were you starting modeling at what age? Because it wasn't something you got into just as a scene.
I'm laughing. Yes, it is.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Because I did see.
I was approached at Jones Beach when I was, I guess, 21, 22 for a soap opera called Texas.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I wanted to
Have you heard of that
teach.
show?
Yeah, it was a big show.
It was
Yeah.
a big
It
producer,
was.
too, who came and approached, and I just wanted to teach. And I said, no, thank you. I want to be a teacher, which I loved. And then at age 60, when I started to do the modeling,
Right.
it was crazy. The picture, I mean, I look different in every single thing. I brought some of the magazines, and I did with them somewhere.
Oh, there. Is that him?
Okay. I'm in those magazines, but there are quite a few. But the one you're probably talking about, which was, I think, Copa, that was only about maybe three years ago.
Wow.
This is recent. But look how different people can look with makeup, without makeup. And I love it.
Is
because
this you?
Yeah, yeah. And
Wow,
this is me. Now watch
that is an amazing
now
shot.
watch how different I look here. But remember, you have hair and makeup. Now look how
Well, that can only do too much. Gail, stop selling yourself short here.
No. We look different with different kind. Look at the makeup there. Same day.
Wait, let me see this.
Look at the difference there. Is
Well,
that
let's-
crazy?
So this is right here.
Well,
Wow.
that's okay, Bill.
I love that shot. This is you right here.
Yeah, but, and on the
Gail
back
King.
cover.
And on the back cover.
Now look how different I look here. Look at this. Is that not crazy?
Let's put these pictures up. Let's show.
Oh, thank you.
Let's show this. Is that okay if we show?
Sure, of course.
Well, it's in a magazine.
You're
so-
looking at me without all the
Somebody
makeup
must have
on.
seen it if I could.
And you're looking at me now without
And we're
all
looking
the-
at, yeah.
There you go.
Look at that. Those are great shots.
And then here, it continue. This was nice. This was. See, whoa, there we go.
There we
show
go.
show a little
That's
cleavage.
fantastic.
But you know what?
Look at
I'm
that.
glad to show that.
Is that
cleavage.
the,
This is about
when
2 years ago.
when you won, this is after you won the pageant.
This was 2 years ago. I'm 72, so hello, 70.
Wow.
And this was the one maybe you had seen, and that was
Yes.
maybe ahead. That was only a few years ago.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
amazing.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Just a little work and everything.
What is that?
What are you trying to say, Shelley?
The billboard.
Oh, yeah.
The
He's
billboard?
so excited.
Oh, I heard you told me about
Yeah,
this.
Times
Tell them
Square.
about the billboard. And this was
Okay.
in Midtown, right?
This was in Times Square.
Oh boy.
And I'm on the Billboard Power magazine, and I'm modeling one of the outfits on there, and it's kind of crazy. I didn't go in because I told you, even to look at myself like in the mirror is tough, and then you're seeing yourself, what was it, 7,550 feet that way with,
If I was on a billboard,
no, and then
I would
23
be in
stories
Manhattan.
up.
I would have moved and found an apartment in
No.
Manhattan and just watched it all day
Really?
long. I would have just.
No.
How could you not go in and see that? Did you get a
Very-
picture of it?
Yes, I did. I
Oh,
did get a picture of it. It's on Facebook, but I look about this big.
So funny.
And it's 23 stories.
When was
up.
this?
A few weeks ago.
This was recent.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Is it still up?
No, they don't. They only stay up for a very
Like very
short time.
brief, right?
But it was on a Friday during rush hour.
Wow.
So I'm wondering if anybody said it. But then again, would you recognize me? Because I look so different in every single one.
I know.
It's crazy.
You're like the
Here-
woman of
here.
1,000 faces. You look every picture. You look.
Is that Lon Chaney?
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
That is Lon
I feel
Chaney.
like
Very
these-
good.
These are some of the articles. I mean, I wrote a lot.
They are
from about
great.
25 magazines or so. But anyway, that's part of that. And
So what? When someone wins
Mm-hmm.
the pageant,
yeah.
you were saying you had to go around the country, or so do you? Is that some of the obligations or the duties? Are you, or you just did that on your own that you
Well,
wanted to
you're
do that, or are you
invited.
supposed?
You're
invited.
invited by the different states, and I'm sure right now with COVID it's very
Right.
difficult. They're doing a lot of things virtually, but it's an honor because you get a chance to meet so many different people. And I'll tell you, I had a ball in Tennessee. If I were thinking of moving, I think that's one of the places
Really?
I would go to. Oh, I danced on the bars, not drinking, but danced on the bars, was brought up, met people. I've been on TV throughout the country.
Now tell everybody, because if you told me this, you went to high school. Didn't you spend some schooling in?
Yes, I was an exchange student at 16 and went to Costa Rica in Nicaragua.
Wow.
What I didn't tell you, and I remembered it later, is that I actually had dinner with Somoza. And look at your history, it's not that
I'm
great.
sorry.
Dictator of Nicaragua, who was
The
later
dictator-
assassinated. Okay.
Write that down, Stephen.
And
I like to be up. I'm not up on all my dictators as I'd like to be. I only know the major ones.
that's because you're so much younger than
You
I
know
am.
what? No, I'd like to know my dictators.
Well, I have to tell you that he had.
I got two sitting on either side of me right now. But
That's
I'm
not-
sorry.
that's
You
not
know
fair.
what?
He didn't mean that.
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
He is. Steve's my pounding board.
I have to tell you, Somoza was quite charming. Kennedy was our president at the time.
Wow.
And they couldn't understand why I hadn't met John Kennedy because they just assumed that you would. So, yes, I went to school in Costa Rica. I even had dreams in Spanish.
Can you speak Spanish?
Un poquito más o menos. But
Okay, I understood that a little bit here and there.
I know you know your Spanish.
I do.
I'm more of a gringa. In fact, at Sachem, they had asked if I would like to teach Spanish and English. And I said, no, I can only do what I know best. And that would be, of course, I thought English.
Okay.
And I'm glad because the jobs were difficult. There were
Right.
500 people applying for each job.
Wow.
So it would have been nice to have said yes, but I couldn't. I also have been a SAG actress. And I was approached, and Shelley was with me, was asked to go to Mexico to be in a soap opera, one of the stars.
Oh, the
there.
novellas.
Yes.
Oh, I love
Is
my
that
novellas.
hysterical? Can you just see me with the wild hair and the
Yes.
makeup?
That would have been
And the
great.
drama.
Now you have a dancing background?
I do. I was in ballet company. I was not as good as my sister. She was with Glevsky, with Michael
Oh, wow.
Fontaine.
Wow.
Michael. Who's I'm trying to think. Margaret Fontaine. You could see my background. But I went to Patchogue, and I was in a company, and my mother said, if you want her, you get this one as well. And that's how I got in.
Wow.
Yeah, I think, I'm looking back now, and I went to my reunion, high school reunion, and I think I was a little bit of a late bloomer. I loved education. I loved the guys. I was at a boyfriend. But education was key for me. I gave up New Year's Eve to read books and study. I could still just go to school all day long.
Wow.
I used to read the encyclopedias with my father.
Now, speaking of that,
I mean, it's obvious you're still a teacher too,
Right.
even though
Yes,
you retired
yes.
and how sad
Right.
you were and all.
Thank
But you are
you.
still teaching.
well, because you're
You
engaged.
never stopped.
And
You're
it's
right,
hard.
you're right.
Certain teachers,
You're right.
like you must have been, the kids must have loved to have you as a teacher because you're engaging
you.
and you make things interesting.
We had a lot of fun.
As opposed to, I've had teachers
I had
that were
great students.
that weren't Miss America pageant teachers, first of all.
Well-
and
Because they were bald and had
right, and they
beards.
weren't engaging or interesting. So, unfortunately, I
Well,
wish
they
I would have
taught
had
me.
you,
I have to say that.
especially for calculus.
Well, they taught me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a give and take on both sides. And I would tell them the first day, I don't know you, you don't really know me, but just as long as we have a mutual respect. And I understand that you don't know me yet, but I don't speak above this, and nor should I have to. And I would put the activities on the board because I wanted everybody to feel comfortable. I had honors, I had what they called the non-regents classes, I had regents classes, and I just wanted everyone to do their very best. And I've had a few students that have told me, years later, you did help me.
Oh, I'm
And
sure,
I
more than a
was-
few.
I was amazed by that because as a teacher, you don't always get to hear that. And that to me was an honor, something that I just enjoyed tremendously.
So, how upset are you about the bookstore, the book review in Huntington closing? Do
That's terrible. Yes,
did you
I
hear about
do.
this?
Yes, that's one of the
so
hangout places.
I
very
love that
upset.
bookstore. I'm a big bookstore person myself, and
I'm surprised I didn't see you in there.
I know. I have a book in there.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
this is terrific.
I have a book
There
there.
you
They
go.
actually told me to come and get
Wow.
it because they said it'll be bundled up and to get it before September
get it
7th.
and take
I
it
got
out.
the email. The store is closing. Look at this. I'm just here as a jokester.
I think that's going to be one of the things that's on my bucket list. I have written chapters.
I was going to ask you. You've written articles, many articles for
articles for
magazines. I was
magazines.
going to ask you. You
I
should write a
did write a
book. You should write your
chapter.
story.
I should. I still think I have some time on there, and things are happening. Amazing. I also was a SAG actress, so I was on 30 Rock.
Oh,
No,
okay.
wow.
I wrote some of the things. I almost got killed by.
You can't look at your notes. You should know, Gail. No,
Sorry.
no.
Sorry.
We don't cheat on the Steve Squared Show.
Oh, okay.
No, you can
on
look at your
SAG. No. As a SAG actress, I was on the set of Salt with Angelina Jolie.
wow.
Oh, wow.
And the photographer almost killed me because I was standing next to her and he wanted
You almost
a
look
picture.
a little similar.
Maybe. But anyway, he jumped. Yeah. He jumped and he fell right on the ground.
gosh.
But he almost killed me in the process.
This was who?
This was a photographer who was
photographer?
trying to get her picture.
Oh.
And she had black hair for that. You're
gosh.
right about that. She
Right.
had her
Yeah.
hair dyed. She was blonde, then she
I
had
had
black
seen
hair.
her. Yeah, I had seen her when they were filming Salt.
Oh, I was there for a few days, freezing cold.
Wow.
Being an extra is incredible. I did write some of the other, what are the other ones? Let's see, Pan Am, I closed that with a dance. Pan Am was about the airlines, and
Okay.
it was,
Christina Ricci.
look at
Thank you.
Holy
That's what I was
cow.
thinking.
That's
Right.
very
Look
good.
at him go.
He's good on.
Okay, oh, then he'll know some of
Yeah,
the
he'll know
others.
all of these.
Royal Pains, I was on so many of
Royal
yeah.
Pains, of
Oh, I
course.
was on a lot. I love that. And as I said, 30 Rock. And I sat
know
next
30
to
Rock.
Tracy Morgan, whom I didn't know because I had never seen it. Sorry, Alec Baldwin, whose mother I know. And
Oh, wow.
whose
Yeah.
ring-
Oh, of course,
This came from her.
That's from Alec Baldwin's
Mother. She's a doll.
Can I
She's
see that
sweet.
ring? Show
Of
the ring.
course.
Pop it up. Let's see.
Well,
That's a
it's-
beautiful ring.
It's the crown.
It's the crown.
Yeah. But anyway,
love it.
Tracy Morgan was making noises, and they said on the set, you have to be quiet. So, of course, former student, right, teacher, I'm quiet. And he's making,
Right.
making these
Being
noises.
Tracy.
I had never met, and I'm saying to him, shh, shh, we're going to get kicked off.
You yelled at Tracy Morgan.
Well, I went, shh.
You gave
And
him
I
the
gave him
shush.
I'm sure
look.
they all yelled at
I
Tracy
gave him-
Morgan.
I was going,
He was
didn't
all
Tracy
crazy.
Morgan perform here?
You know the teacher look?
He's coming here in January.
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
that.
You know the teacher look?
Yeah, he gave him the
I was so nervous. And then I saw Alex start to laugh and a few of the other cast members. So I said, who is this guy? And then he was just being himself.
Right.
And they couldn't do anything with him. He was hysterical. And we all laughed.
So do
Yeah.
you like doing comedy better? Do you like being involved more with comedy, drama? What is your thing? What's your go-to?
I really don't have a specific.
Okay.
I think comedy can be much more difficult than drama.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
And I tried out for All My Children. I was in there. But
See, again, you
I
could be a
resemble it.
Susan
Yeah,
Lucci.
I did.
that's what I said when I saw
Right?
those pictures. That is
Yeah.
that,
I
that
met
is a
Susan Lucci.
whom I'm going to interview in a few weeks.
Get
Oh,
out of
that's
town.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm-
Steve, you know who her son John. You know John
Oh.
that I trained, not Susan Lucci's son.
No, her makeup artist's son.
Right.
Right.
So
Which
we know
well.
I trained her.
Oh, that's
I used
nice.
to. We used to be a friend of ours. His mother was her hairstylist and makeup
Well,
artist.
she's getting a big award from Power Magazine.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to be the interviewer on the red carpet.
that's
So I have so
Wow.
many people.
So where can anybody? Where can we see this?
I'll put it on Facebook.
That's fantastic.
Shelley, you're going to put that up for me, I'm hoping.
Shelley, get on that.
Get on that.
Shelley says yes.
Don't be
Yes.
just sitting there, Shelley. Write these things down.
Yes.
And
Come on.
I had
What's
met
going on
her.
over here?
For 23 years, my head only.
This is it. Yeah.
Smart man. Smart man.
I understand, Shelley. This is why I'm single. But they all know. Don't worry. It's not a joke. It's not a secret. So that's coming up soon.
That's coming up in a few weeks.
That's
First, I'm going to
fantastic.
Florida to see my mother and my sister, and then when I come back, I have to be ready for that.
Wow.
Yes, and I have
Now,
my
have
show.
you've met Susan before?
I met her before.
Right.
In fact, it was really exciting.
So why didn't you get to be on All My Children? Why was she cast and not you?
I was teaching. This was
Oh.
after. This was years
Wow.
later. Well, I thought I would just submit some pictures and see what would happen. And
Mm-hmm.
again, one thing about cancer, you lose a lot of the fear that you ordinarily would have.
Right.
A lot of people don't know this, but although I graduated #2 from college, my biggest fear was speech.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only C I ever received. How ironic that I end up
And
in
now
this
you're
position.
this motivational
Part of it is
speaker.
I'm
Couldn't
nearsighted.
fool us here, you know.
Well, part of it's I'm nearsighted, so I can't see.
Right.
And that definitely helps.
Right. You don't know who's out there, who you're speaking to. It's just a blur.
I can't even see you. Hello.
Well, there you go.
That's Steve.
I'm a blur.
But that's true. So for me, that was important. So when I was talking with her, I explained to her that my cousin had been one of her teachers over at Garden City High School. So we had that in common. And she had heart issues, and this last year I had kind of a heart issue. So we have some things that we're going to have to talk about. I think that would be interesting.
Now you seem very fit.
I do.
See,
but I
I'm
don't
coming at this from a
probably-
trainer's side. That's when I was speaking with Pat. She had told me you talked to her a lot about Pilates and about
I
exercise.
love my Pilates.
What are you doing to keep yourself in this amazing shape?
Uh-oh.
Or you don't have, is that a
I'm a
secret?
junk. No, it's
Oh.
not that. It's that I have to clean up my diet.
Okay.
I'm one of those people that can eat anything and not gain weight.
Well, then you're fine. What are you worried about?
Well, because I'm eating the wrong foods, and
Okay.
I know better. And eventually, people out there, eventually it will catch up.
It does.
It really will. And I have devoured a whole cake. I mean, there's this whole thing about me, and Shirley will verify this. I used to go to the Price Club, and I would get a whole cake, and I would eat it within 2 days.
Wow.
I would go back and get another. Finally, I ran out of names to put on the cakes. And the guy looked at me, and I said, it's awful. But I was eating that much sugar, and that's not good for you.
Right.
No
No, definitely.
diabetes,
Right.
but just doing it. I
Luckily.
could have a whole half gallon of ice cream. I still every
But
so
what?
often.
But you're doing Pilates.
I love Pilates. I do that for my back, for the core, posture, and because I love it.
And can I
Yes.
share one thing with you?
Of course.
Don't get a Peloton bike.
No, I heard about that.
Hear about? I have it somewhere
I think
here.
they're being sued.
They
aren't
are. It's a massive lawsuit, which I'm very excited about. I'm very anti-Peloton. So yeah, when I read, my dad showed me this article, and
Oh,
I was
yes,
like, of course, it
yes.
was just a matter of time because people get on these trendy kicks.
But I do love the Pilates.
But the
I'm
Pilates
telling
is
you.
great.
That's good for your back, stretching, and
You know,
it's
there's
just
a hot
wonderful.
yoga Pilates place that's
That's
right
called
near me.
sweating. I don't
That
think so.
that's yeah, right. That is.
That's not going to happen, Steve.
You know, yeah, I'm telling you.
Schwitzing's not gonna happen.
I
That's
wear perfume.
okay,
my
Gail.
hair.
Go into this. Is nothing like sitting in a 1,000-degree hot, humid room and stretching
That's not
next
gonna
to
happen.
people.
No, no.
And it's probably not a good time during this climate that we're in either, right?
I don't think so.
Is sweating all over each other.
That's why you're single.
That's why I'm single. That's my new catch line.
Bingo.
That's the title of my next book. Shelley just gave me the title. That's why I'm single. There it is. You might believe me. Anyway, I'll put my glasses back on. Talk to Steve. But wow. So I mean, we still got a couple of minutes left. But so your next project's coming up? You have the Susan Lucci interview.
Well, I have the interviews at Power Magazine. There'll be 25, 26 different people
Wow.
from around the country who are being honored. She's getting honored the Icon Award. But you have people Mentor of the Year. You have makeup. It's going to be so many different people. I have my show coming up in a few weeks.
Right.
So also in actually middle October. And that's going to be devoted to breast cancer as it is an October show. But
Okay.
I always have somebody at the end who will entertain you with music.
Oh wow.
And the idea is that not only do they entertain you, but they've made a difference in the lives of others.
Okay.
And to me, that is so important.
Who do you know? Can you say who you've had or who is coming?
Michael Del Judas.
Oh wow.
Shirley knows better than I. He could shout the names out.
Martell,
Vince Martell was one
Yeah.
of the most incredible people.
Vanilla Fudge.
Yeah, he invited us to his
Wow.
Lead
house.
guitarist.
He invited us
Yeah, I
over
know. Sure.
to a picnic to his house. His people are just amazing. You know, it's like you come in.
The most fun person that we
Yeah.
had on the show was had to be Gene Snitsky.
Oh my gosh.
He's a professional
Wrestler?
wrestler.
Okay.
He's the one with the baby. It's not my fault, and he throws the baby.
Do you know? Did you know this? Are you from the wrestling world?
I'm not. I knew who Vince Martell is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
no.
but not the.
And Steve, you with me? Yeah.
I don't know.
Picture- well, there's a
Mike Del
picture
Judas.
of Gene where he puts me on his palm of his hand, and I'm only 97 pounds,
Right.
and picks me up.
Wow.
And yeah, he's 6'6".
Wow.
And I've been teasing him through the whole show with, you threw the baby, you're going to throw me? And we had such
Oh,
fun.
my God.
And at the very end, he shocked me. If you see my face, like, oh. And I had this outfit, I was like up in the air. It was hysterical. Oh, just incredible.
Martell was
Rita, how about Rita Cosby?
Oh sure.
Yeah.
I love her. She's been I went to her studio, met people there. She's amazing. And then, of course, for the red carpet, I've interviewed a lot of housewives. Yeah, and I had a lot of fun with them too. It was
Which
really
housewives? The wives from
good. From
York?
New York.
New York.
From
Do they have a Long Island housewives?
No.
They
They
don't. do?
actually had what was called the Long Island Princess, but it was taken off the air.
Okay.
And I was asked by a producer if I would be interested in being one of the housewives years ago, but I'm happy to say they found me too nice, and I didn't want to do
Good.
that.
Yes, you are way
I
too nice
think
to be
I
on that show.
Definitely.
Yeah, I
don't
don't, want
even
that.
No.
don't even
No.
feel bad. Or
And I
think
wasn't
you do.
wealthy either.
Right. They need these. I
They
mean,
want
are
you to
they
be well-
even well,
It's
or they
t-
just
it's TV. You can
right.
make it up.
They could have done whatever.
Reality isn't
But they
reality,
can't
so.
make Gail just mean.
No,
So
I'm
they
not gonna
couldn't
be
do
mean.
that because
You know,
you show your true colors.
I pray every night that I can be a better person. I truly do. And I
Well,
pray
I don't
that
know how
God-
much more you can do.
No, I can do it.
You've done quite a bit.
I also have to say that, you know, when I got cancer, and I shared this with you on the phone the other
Right.
day, I didn't say, why me? I said, why not me?
Right.
And then it took me years later to find out the reason this happened so I could help other people. And look how beautiful that worked
Yeah.
out. Yes, I went through many surgeries. Yes, there was pain. But if there was pain, I knew that I was alive.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Things are not forever. So tomorrow might be a better day.
Right.
And that was the attitude that I had. The attitude, I'm telling you, people out there, no matter what you are fighting, any illness, anything, whether it's emotional, mental, physical, understand that you will get over it. And your attitude is so key. And we think it's the end of the world, but it's not at the time.
Well,
Truly.
the attitude is, you're absolutely right. The attitude is just as important as the meds. It really is.
Oh, yeah.
It makes
Yeah.
a big difference.
Yeah, Winston Churchill so affected me. In fact, I used that.
You had dinner with him too.
I don't know who that is. No, I'm kidding.
He knows.
Winston, I'm not. Let's see, who was he a dictator of? Which country was
Winston
that?
Churchill. Yeah. Winston
I know who
Churchill
Winston Churchill-
had the most fabulous line. I'll share this very, very brief story. He would always say, "You must never give up."
Right.
And when he was a child, he failed English in 8th grade, so we don't have that in common. But he kept going at it until he passed. Look where he became. Now, I believe it was either Princeton or Harvard, and they asked him to speak at their commencement ceremony. And he hobbled up with his cane. At that point, he was much older. And he got up, and he looked at the audience, and everybody was shh, shh, shh. And he looked, and he said, "You must never give up." And everybody's like, shh, 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 we can't hear you. And he said, "You must never give up." And with that, he walked off the stage. That was his commencement speech.
Wow.
And that helped me, because if there's hope, then you've always got something to hang on to. So if there's anyone out there, hope. Never lose hope. That is the key thing.
It's true, because when I tell my clients, like when me and Pat were talking, and she said that you gave her that hope,
Really?
because she
Thank you.
said, if Gail can do it, I can do it.
There
And
you
and
go.
she called me the next day. She said, "Come train me. Let's get it
Aw,
going."
that's sweet.
And so
Hey, anything I have done, the modeling, everything.
so
If I
you
can
probably
do it,
don't
you can
even
do it.
know how many people's lives you've affected, but
No, I
a
know.
tremendous amount, I'm
Thank you.
sure,
I
and you continue to
appreciate
do
that.
that, and
I really-
that's why I wanted you to come on the show and
Thank
to
you.
really spread just an amazing message of your story.
Well, anybody needs any
which-
help, I get phone calls. I won't give my number on the air right now, but you can definitely write to me. I've had calls from Australia, from around the country.
So what do you like to
asking.
do besides change the world? What you're sitting
Besides-
around, you get a day off from changing the world.
I love to shop.
What do you
Oh,
like
I
to
can
do?
Shop.
Oh, you're a shopper.
Oh, I'm a shopper. Shoes.
Okay,
We went
shoes.
to Italy. That was the end of that for shoes.
Oh
That was-
boy, Shelley's just making a face.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. The shoe shopping in Italy.
The shoe shopping in Italy.
I would only go to
did it.
DSW. I don't make it. I don't shoe
Oh,
shopping.
I like that too.
Oh, okay, good.
You see these shoes?
Yes, I love 'em.
DSW.
There you go.
I'm telling you.
I
You see
love
these
clothing.
headphones? $1. $1.
I love dollar stores.
Right?
Oh, that's.
How?
Gosh, I
See, you
grew up
guys
with
make fun of
this.
me.
Oh no, bargains. I love my bargain. I spend too much in there.
Anything you want to sell, give her a coupon. She'll buy it.
I
So
love
you're a
that.
smart shopper as well. You're a smart
Thank
lady.
you.
You're a very.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank
I
you.
want to thank you so much for coming on.
it's
We're
my
coming up to
pleasure.
7:30, so
Thank you.
they're gonna kick us out. But I definitely. So they can go online, or they can see you on Instagram. Where
They can go
somebody
on
see?
Gail Margaret King Instagram, but actually Gail King, Gail M. King, Gail Margaret King, GailKingTV.com. They could write to me.
Right.
Look, well, where else am I? I'm on YouTube.
Gail King TV.
Gail
King TV.
He's my mouthpiece.
It's just Gail King. Just Google Gail
Google
King.
Gail
Well,
There'll
King.
be
Gail-
It's funny because
Well-
I got mail through Oprah for Gail King, and they have Gail King,
Right.
Her Gail King,
Her Gail King.
who won the pageant. So don't get mixed up. When
Oh,
you see
wow.
that. We don't look that much.
Well, do you
alike.
spell it the
No.
same?
It's a
No, we
little
don't.
You're
bit of a difference.
GAIL.
I was supposed to be I was supposed to be GALE because I was born March 23rd in a Gale, and at that time they misspelled it. You know what? parents didn't get so excited. They said, whoa, GAI, okay. I mean, I remember my grandmother having told me that when she was weighed, how they did it at birth, they took a pound of potatoes, and that's how they figured the weight.
Wow.
They take different
Back in those
pounds,
days, they were happy if you just went home with the right parent.
Exactly.
Right. If they matched you up. Is this yours? All right. That's another successful. See, today everything's different. It's a very.
I want to thank you so much.
you're
I've
so
had
welcome.
so
We
much
appreciate
fun. I
it.
feel like we're
Thank you.
family.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what we
yeah.
are. We
very
enjoyed
nice.
to have people come on that make a difference around the island,
Thank
especially,
you.
and you have
If I
made.
could help one person,
Oh,
then
you've
I've
helped.
done my job.
You've
you know?
helped 3 people here,
There you
and inspired us.
Thank you so
because
much.
your message is great. It's very inspiring, and I definitely wanted everybody possible to hear that.
Thank you.
because
Appreciate that.
It's wonderful. So definitely check out Gail King's her television show. You can see her
You
articles
can visit me on Facebook
and visit
all
her
the
on
time,
Facebook
too.
and
I'll be walking in Fashion Week, September 10th.
Great.
And that's going to be up on my website as well.
Awesome.
It'll be a lot of fun.
And of course, you can always see all of the Governor's radio show on Gov's Comedy Club Radio on YouTube, govsradio.com. You can see all the shows. The Steve Square Ed Show, we're always on Monday nights at 6:30, if we make it here on time. And so usually we try to get here. Me and Steve drove together.
Yes, it was nice. It was
Tony,
nice.
thank you so much for helping us today.
Hey, my pleasure.
And please tell Sally to be okay.
I will. Thank you.
And to all the squares out there, as always, thank you so much for spending an hour with the Steve Square Show on Monday nights. Thank you.